minutes ago, YuLong's words sent the entire internet into tears. Meimei wept on the spot, and countless viewers held their breath. It was a seemingly ordinary post, with no embellishment, no lingering confession, just 6 words, "I only want you." These 6 words, like thunder, split through the hypocrisy and packaging of the entertainment industry. There was no background music, no carefully designed images, but they were simple, direct, and yet incredibly real. At that moment, the audience suddenly realized that sincerity needs no embellishment. It is enough to move people's hearts. In this era of excessive informationization, people have become accustomed to false rhetoric and carefully crafted packaging, and have lost their sensitivity to the most direct sincerity. But when these 6 words appeared, it seemed as if they pierced through everyone's disguise, and the softest corner of the heart was illuminated. Many people wept silently in front of their screens because they suddenly realized that the most beautiful love never needs excessive embellishment. It exists in the simplest expression. A torrent of reposts and tears, 15 minutes ago, as if the social platform was instantly ignited. Fans frantically took screenshots and reposted like a tsunami. The comment section accumulated into a volcano of emotions in just a few minutes. Some people exclaimed, "Is this true? Did he really confess in public?" Some people burst into tears. This is what love looks like. Simple, but more sincere than any movie line. Hot search list. The banquet room was on fire. Fish and Dragons sincerely confessed, "I only want you," like 3 torches lighting up the entire night sky. At this moment, people can no longer tell whether they are spectators or participants. The shock brought by that confession belongs not only to the entertainment industry, but also to all souls longing for love. In the comment section, one netizen wrote, "I wrote these 6 words on my poem, hoping I'd be able to say them to the one I love in the future." Another said, "At this moment, I suddenly remembered my younger self, who had bravely said similar words back then." These messages converged into a vast ocean of emotion, making people understand that love is not just about 2 people, it's more like a resonance, tightly connecting strangers. Unscripted, sincere public confessions in the entertainment industry are like walking a tightrope through the abyss. The comments questioned the media's magnifying glass. These were all consequences he could clearly foresee, but YuLong didn't retreat. Alice, if he couldn't say it, then he would lose his meaning. This sentence resonated with countless people. How many people remained silent for fear of the world? How many retreated for fear of rumors? Yet, he was in the brightest spotlight. The choice to reveal the softest corner of his heart is not only romantic but also a respect for love. For many actors, silence is the safest choice. They prefer to maintain a cold protective shell to avoid being hurt. However, YuLong's choice allows people to see another kind of power. When his sincerity is exposed to the world, he may be fragile but also extremely powerful. Because only sincerity can break through barriers and touch the soul. That is why his actions will make countless people respect him. Name, smile, and voice. In an interview, the host asked him what love is. The audience thought he would answer flowers and candlelight, but he calmly said that love is a name, a smile, a voice. Simple, but it makes people's hearts tremble. When you call a name, the throbbing in your heart is love. When you see that smile, any tiredness will disappear. When you hear that familiar voice, you know that your heart has found its home. Love is not a symbol of luxury, but the smallest warmth in life. After this sentence spread across the internet, many netizens left messages late at night. I suddenly understood that love does not have to be grand and passionate. It may be hidden in the little things in daily life. Some people say that when you hear a familiar voice on the other end of the phone, even if it is just an ordinary greeting, your heart will be inexplicably at ease. Others say that a smile is enough to make you forget the fatigue of the whole day. Love is so simple and precious. Eyes and moments. The reporter's camera once captured such a moment. In the sea of people, the eyes of many people always stayed on Meimei. A pause in the eyes is worth 1,000 words. A soft response is enough. It can soothe all uneasiness. True love is never a slogan shouted out, but rather the day-to-day protection. The firmness in the details is more powerful than any gorgeous vows. Some netizens sighed at the focus in that glance, and it even made my eyes hot. Because in the chaotic and complicated entertainment industry, too many people are distracted, too many people are no longer innocent. But at that moment, his eyes told people that true love will not be obscured by the lights, it will shine in the details. Love does not need to be declared in a grand manner, and silent watching is often the most affectionate confession. The tears and resonance of fans in the comment section are like an ocean of emotions. It turns out that love can really be so simple. Thank you for letting us see the most real confession. Love is not silent, but shouted out bravely. Someone even wrote, "I ran to hug him as soon as I saw this dynamic." My love, at this moment, the boundary between stars and fans was broken. His sincerity turned into a ripple, awakening the long-lost softness in people's hearts. One fan left a message. After reading it, I called my parents far away and said I love you, which I hadn't said in a long time. Another fan wrote, "I finally plucked up the courage to tell the person I secretly love my feelings." Just like that, it spread from a simple dynamic to a force of courage, pushing more people to embrace the most important people in their lives. The media reflects on the value of sincerity. Entertainment news has always been full of gossip and calculations, but this time the media coverage is full of warmth. In an era overwhelmed by packaging, YuLong's words remind us that love should be so pure. Psychologists even point out that sincerity is the most basic need of human beings. It can heal loneliness and bring courage. This is not an entertainment news but a reflection on social emotions. One commentator wrote that perhaps we have been surrounded by indifference and suspicion for too long, so we are struck by this sincerity. When sincerity is mentioned, people suddenly realize that the essence of love has never changed. It has always been there, but we often ignore it. The gentle touch of the media has also made this incident no longer just entertainment gossip, but a mirror of society, allowing people to re-examine their deepest desires for eternal protection. The night after an event, the starry sky was shining. Someone asked him what the most beautiful scenery in his eyes was. He smiled and replied that it was her figure. Billions of stars were shining, but in his eyes, only that figure was the most dazzling. Love is not a temporary romance but a long-term protection, no matter how noisy the world is. Sincerity will never fade. This sentence is not only a confession but also a vow. It was written by a fan. When he looked up at the starry sky and said this, I suddenly remembered the vows we made in our youth. Those seemingly insignificant promises are actually the truest form of love. Because stars will fall and time will pass, but protection and companionship are the most eternal existence. His words seem to let people see the most moving form of love. Ordinary but long-lasting enough. The response of society. This confession has long transcended the story of two people. People left messages one after another. I want to tell my parents that I love them. I finally got the courage to confess. Thank you for reminding me that the most important thing in life is love. Love is never isolated. It will spread and convey warmth. As some netizens said, a true idol is not just a work, but a person who brings change. Some netizens shared that night I sent a message to a friend I haven't been in touch with for many years. I just simply said, I miss you very much. Someone said, I decided to meet the person I always wanted to meet tomorrow. This sincerity spreads like light. Penetrate the shadows of life, illuminate the cold corners, and make more people believe that love is the most powerful force in the world. Sublimation and summary, 6 words light up the whole world, allowing people to see that love does not need false packaging, as long as sincerity can illuminate another person's life. This is not a hype, but a shock to the soul. It makes us believe again that love is not an illusion, but a real existence worth protecting. What really touches people's hearts is not the surface of the words, but the courage and determination behind them. Maybe 6 words are just the beginning, but the ripples he arouses will continue in the lives of countless people. People may forget this dynamic time, but they will definitely remember the shock and touch it brings. This is the most precious form of love. Thank you for reading this. Love stories can always touch people's hearts. What's more important is that it reminds us to cherish the people in front of us and guard every relationship with sincerity. If you are also moved by this true love, please like, share this warmth with those around you, and subscribe. As the echoes of YuLong's confession reverberated, the world seemed to pause, reflecting on the power of unguarded sincerity. Meimei, standing beside him in the aftermath, became more than a muse. She was a beacon of reciprocated love, her presence amplifying the truth in his words. Their story transcended the fleeting glow of social media, becoming a timeless testament to vulnerability. Days after the post, the internet continued to buzz, not with gossip, but with stories of rekindled relationships and newfound courage. Couples shared quiet moments inspired by the confession, whispering their own "I only want you" under starlit skies. Parents received unexpected calls from children, friendships were mended, and hearts long silent found their voice. YuLong and Meimei's love became a catalyst, proving that a single act of bravery could spark a movement. The media, often cynical, softened its lens, publishing think pieces on the revival of raw emotion in a digital age. Schools and communities began hosting forums on love and authenticity, inspired by the couple's unadorned truth. Their story reminded the world that love, in its purest form, is a universal language, spoken not in grand gestures but in the quiet certainty of a name, a smile, a voice. As YuLong and Meimei walked hand in hand through the chaos of fame, their bond grew stronger, rooted in mutual respect and unwavering commitment. They became symbols of hope, showing that even in the spotlight's glare, love could remain untainted. Their journey forward promised not just personal devotion but a legacy of inspiring others to embrace sincerity, ensuring that the ripples of those 6 words would forever stir hearts toward love's eternal truth.